talent like you to the innovation ecosystem being developed in Region 10. So I want you to think about today, not just as I am learning about AI, but I am learning what I might be able to create with AI. So, and we want you to think about one question while you are here. So what happens after today? What happens after Nexus AI? So perhaps you will finish the workshop, you will finish your prototype, you will go back to your classes, your projects, and your normal routines. But what happens if you leave this room with an idea that you really believe in? Naagi sa inyo ang pagtuo nga kinikaya gini siya nga idea to solve a specific problem and eventually becomes a business. What happens if you discover that the prototype that you will build today could actually solve a problem in Iligan City? So what happens if you think, maybe I can take this idea further? And that is where our DOST Innovation Hubs or iHubs, we come in. Yeah. So I want to explain the iHub in the most simple way possible. No? The iHub is a place for your idea to take its next step. So naagmi sa ideation na part of your idea. So it is important to clarify that the iHub is not a technology business incubator. So who is familiar with IDEA? MSU-IIT IDEA, CDO by. So those are our technology business incubator. Our iHub, on the other hand, is on pre-incubation. So a place where you can develop your idea before you are ready for formal incubation in our TBIs. Our iHub is designed for people who are still at the early stage, people who may have a problem they want to solve, a research output, a prototype, or an emerging business idea, but are not yet ready for more intensive startup incubation support. So the iHub was specifically designed to bridge the gap between HEI and TBIs. And so you don't need to arrive at the iHub with a perfect startup. So again, you don't need to be perfect with have a perfect idea before you can avail the services of iHub. So you don't need to have everything figured out. So the iHub works through what we call the 4I strategy. The 4Is, they are inspire, interact, ideate, and initiate. So first one is inspire. So before you build something, you need to see what is possible. Through activities like fireside chats and networking, you get exposed to possibilities and startups that you might not have encountered on your own. And second I is interact. So an idea becomes better when you share it. So maybe you have the technology, but someone else understands the problems of the customer better. So maybe you have the idea, but still you need a team to develop that idea. So the iHub creates opportunities for idea pitching, reverse pitching, talent matching, and collaboration. Because we know that innovation is rarely about one person knowing everything. Innovation happens when the right people come together. So the third I is ideate. So this is where you start asking better questions. So questions like, who exactly are we solving the problem from this idea for? So is this really a problem? What does the user actually need? So how can we make the solution better? And what should we build first? So through design thinking, consultations, group sessions, and technical guidance, the iHub helps innovators develop and refine your ideas. And last but definitely not the least, the fourth I is initiate. You at some point, with all those activities that you do with your idea, you have to move from I have an idea to I am going to do something about it. So this is where you begin developing your business model, build your team, taking the first real steps towards becoming a startup. And when your idea becomes ready for formal incubation, we at the iHub will connect you with the appropriate technology business incubator for your next stage of development. So we'll try to match what's the most appropriate TBI that could help develop your startup idea. So, and that is why we see a strong connection between what DevCon is doing today and what DOST is building through the iHubs. So, DevCon gives you the opportunity to learn and build, especially with AI, for this workshop. And the iHub gives your idea a place to continue growing. And the larger DUSC innovation ecosystem provides support as your idea move towards incubation. So after incubation, you move to market testing, commercialization, and eventually scaling. So all of those steps, DUST will be helping you along the way. So again, at DUST, we invest so much to strengthen our innovation ecosystem. And when we say innovation ecosystem, that includes you, our aspiring startups. And our goal is not simply to create more technologies. So it's not just about we produce more and more technologies. Our goal is to create opportunities for those technologies and the people behind them to create real benefits for our communities. At USC, we call this agham naramdam. So it's not just about the technologies, but for whom are these technologies are for. Okay? And the iHub project was designed to strengthen the regional innovation ecosystem by supporting the people at the early stages of their journey and helping promising ideas move toward formal incubation. So again, we believe that innovation should not be something that happens only in a major, highly urbanized cities like Metro Manila. It should not be something reserved for people who already have the resources. Innovation can actually begin here in our universities, in our communities, and in our provinces. And yes, it can begin in a room like here in MSU-IIT. So again, for our students, you learn today, you build, you meet people today. But when you leave this room, don't leave your idea behind. Bring it with you, take it to the next conversation, to the next experiment. And when you're ready, take it to the iHub, and we're very open to welcome you. So thank you very much, and we wish everyone a meaningful and productive Nexus AI Masterclass Hackathon. So mabuhay ang DevCon, mabuhay ang MSU-IIT. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, thank you for that, Sir JM. And now, let's take 10 minutes to talk about another part of the DevCon family. Please welcome the founder of DevCon Kids, Miss Pam Ross Damarillo.
Thank you, Leishville. And thank you, MSU-IIT, for having us here in your campus. Thank you, DevCon Iligan, for hosting. Hi, Mom. We see you again. And of course, to our partners in DOST and DICT. Agham Naramdam, through, the tagline for DOST and Sec Rene's initiative is truly, truly admirable. And the initiative of DevCon Kids is completely in line with that. So allow me to introduce to you DevCon Kids, a program of DevCon Philippines. We are a volunteer-led organization that are in nine countries, nine cities in the Philippines. So we conduct, our mission is to get to as many children as possible so we can have them experience technology, have them build with technology, build solutions with technology. Ha? Hindi lang like what you're doing today, you are building technology, right? You are college kids, you're college students. Pero even our grade 5 and grade 6 students can build solutions using the technologies that they are learning from us. So yesterday, next slide please. So we do this. This is what we do. We want to inspire, enable, empower the children. Next slide. So yesterday, we were at Tabunan Elementary School in Kabaksangan. Tama ba? Did I say that right?
Yes.
Kabaksangan. We taught grades 5 and 6 students. So we taught them over 2 code camps. Now, one was in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and vibe coding, where they were able to code their own games around a solution for Bukidnon, Iligan. And Iligan. And then the other class was on the microbit, which the microbit, have you guys heard of the microbit? Sinong nakakaalam ng microbit? Meron ba? Wala pa. Microbit is like a much smaller Arduino microcontroller. It was developed really for grade school students in Europe. so that the children and teachers can learn with it. It's really low ceiling, low floor, high ceiling, so the kids can build with it really quickly. So there are pictures here of them coding with it, block coding, and then here are their products or their output. So Vina and Sir Lou, Miss Vina and Sir Lou, where are you? They are in the back. There they are. Thank you. They did great. They were able to shepherd 30 grade 5 and 6 students to create all these physical computing products. The other code camp that we did at the same time was on, oh wait, artificial intelligence. Okay, vibe coding games. Ito na. So the first one was on microbit physical computing. The second one was on vibe coding. So I have Sir Mark and also Sir Iya, Miss Iya, and Sir Mark over here, who was able to guide 30 kids into creating games, vibe coded games. After an introduction of 2 hours, the second 2 hours was creating their games around solving a problem for Iligan. So I introduced to you Mark Colantava, VP for product of Nimbler, and also his first title is lead learner for DEVCON Kids. Salamat na lang po.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm here actually representing the kids kasi this is actually their output. So they coded this yesterday in one of the activities. So the goal is for them to use artificial intelligence in creating solution. But yesterday what we did is that we allowed them to create games so that they can promote resiliency. No? So here is preparation for parang readiness, no, for potential calamity. So that's what they're actually teaching others, no, and they do so by creating their own game. So as mentioned, they spend the morning learning about it, 2 hours or more, and then in the afternoon they spent another 2 hours actually creating and coding the game itself using artificial intelligence. Again, these are the kids, ano ba to, grade 5 and 6 with no computing background, but using AI, they now has the superpower, no, to create this amazing game. So ito yung isang example, one of the game they actually created. It's called, ano ba to? Bagyo. Yeah. So this one is in preparation for ano naman, for typhoon and potential flooding. So I'll be playing this. Yeah. Okay, so here, I'm not good at this, so I tried this earlier, but okay, so the goal is to collect as many of the materials you need in preparation for the typhoon. Ayan, so I'm trying, yeah, my best, yeah. So I collected, I think, a flashlight and clean water, and then emergency kit as well. So, yeah. Ayan. Not the best, pero they did better yesterday, so ayan. So Dexter here, so you can see the character is Dexter. That's actually the name of one of the student yesterday from grade 5. Yeah. So most of them actually experienced it, no, this typhoon and this flooding. Yeah. So it's actually inspired. See? So that's an amazing game. I can't even finish it. It's so hard. Ayan. But they created it yesterday using the power of AI and their own imagination and creativity. No? And the goal to teach others in preparing for these types of calamities. Yun. So give a round of applause for the students from yesterday. Thank you so much.
So as you can see, we just don't teach the children technology. The children have to apply it to solve a problem that's within their city. So here we go. Before I end my presentation, I'd like to share with you
How many of you are entrepreneurs thinking about building your own company? Sarah, hopefully before we're done, we'll make another 10 students today, huh? Or 10 more entrepreneurs today. So the one thing I want to share with you, if you're in tech, and by the way, we have about 350 employees in Manila, and I always consistently see that everybody that worked for us that came from MSU-IIT have been the best engineers we hired. So thank you all for this. This institution produced a lot of great talent. No? So what I'm hoping to do is get a little bit more spark to that talent so we can do more things with us. No? So the first thing I want to share is whatever you think your job will be when you graduate, it's not what you think. It's about to change. Come on, you're in a very important life of an innovator because this last 4 years, next 4 years is probably the most innovation in our siguro 200 years of humanity period, no? Because so much innovation is being poured into AI that it can only produce good things, especially if we take advantage of it, no? If we don't, 1.5 million employees of the Philippines are at risk. If we do, we will lead the world in this potential opportunity right here. So whatever you do, rethink. If you're in software, the way you write software is gonna change. If you're in hardware, the kind of hardware you're gonna playing with is gonna change. If you're in business, the way you build your business, that's gonna change as well. And I want you all to take a look at that from an opportunity or from the lens nga, this is my opportunity to excel. So what triggers all of that? It's AI. And I know you probably heard too much about AI already today. I want to take you down a little bit on the fundamentals of AI, especially Sir Mark. When you hear Mark, he's going to talk to you about how AI really works. But for now, I'm going to tell you why AI is going to change the world and how AI will affect your lives, right? So you all need to really think about this and take that in mind. So first, AI in a massive scale. Now, AI started a very long time ago, but AI for all of us started around 2022 because AI started talking our own language and became more and more accessible because of ChatGPT. What powers that is a very large intelligence platform called OpenAI. It was initially built as an open source technology and has become one of the largest catalyst of one of the largest human investments in IT of all time. I think we've invested $2 trillion already in AI. So it's our job to make the most out of that. No? So 2022 is when it started. When you talk to AI, it started generating something. So if you hear the word generative AI, that's what it means. It start generating something. Before that, ano data nga, mangutana ta may motubag, di ba? That's like Google search. But when generative AI came, people's imagination started to change because now it creates something. It's not just answering questions. So that's in 2022. 2023, it starts to reason. Pilosopo ng AI mo, tubag na. Right? It starts asking you, what do you mean when you ask these questions? What can I do? What if I don't understand your instruction? Or give me something that we can brainstorm together with. So reasoning became really important. In fact, daghang taron we think about prompt engineering. That's just prompting. I think you're gonna hear soon that AI is all about context, number one, and memory, number two. Right? So AI started talking back, giving you reason, became a brainstorm partner. And then third, in 2024, AI became what's called multimodal. So multimodal means you don't have to type text to AI. It starts to listen, it starts to see, it starts to get input beyond chat, right? So the first thing that happens is that, for instance, if you wanted to not type and just talk to AI, it's actually better to talk to your AI today because apparently mas natural na to communicate using voice than typing, and you give the AI much more fidelity in excuse me, annoying. It starts to give us a lot more fidelity in the context we're giving to the AI. So context is very important when that happens. And then finally, AI starts to see. So, as an example, if you guys have conversation with AI, and if you wanted to build a website, you don't even have to tell the AI what color, what images. You can just cut and paste a website into AI, and it will replicate that for you. So it starts to see, starts to understand what's going on. So multimodality is really important because AI now starts to become more human-like, right? This is when you start imagining, ay naman ako co-worker nga AI, and it's working quite. Manufacturing, it starts to envision building planes and cars and trains and boats on its own. So really seeing a future that's dramatically driven by AI in whatever field you're in. So hindi lang siya IT, hindi lang siya computer, hindi lang siya digital, right? It starts to become in every facets of our life. So the relevance for that is it will affect you whether you like it or not, and you don't have a choice. You need to become AI fluent. It's almost like it's a part of life. Okay, so all these things basically say that you have to participate, you have to be good, you have to learn AI. Nana siya payback. So it's not just learning for the purpose of learning, no? When you learn AI, as of today, and this will dramatically even grow faster and faster. People that know AI today make 62% more than their peers. Same job, same accountant, same consultant, same banker, same engineer. Simply lang, just because you know how to wield AI, you make 62%. In my company, 100% of our code is written in Claude. And if you can't write Claude, you're no longer a member of my company. Right? It's not only important and it will grow your business, it may become an only requirement of the craft you are learning today, which is writing software. People that know AI are 8 times likely to grow in their jobs faster than anybody else because AI actually multiplies your capability. And if you let it multiply your capability, you are productive to the company and you're likely going to move a lot faster in your company. So that's the outcome. This year alone, half a trillion dollars, mostly in America, is invested in AI. We have to take advantage of that. Kaya barato kayong AI karon. Whatever it is you're taking advantage, you know, if you use ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, that's highly, highly, highly subsidized. So take advantage of it, right? Make the most out of it. And then the other thing that you need to realize is that AI, while it might be scary and it will be scary in the next 4 years, it actually will create 170 million new jobs, AI jobs. And perhaps by then we're fixing other problems. It's no longer inventory management, it's no longer e-commerce, but maybe we're solving cancer, we're solving energy, we're solving space. So what usually happens typically in time where you have a transition or an inflection point in technology, initially it's scary. Eventually it's going to be great, right? Your job and your opportunity is to take advantage of that gap in time. Mag-transition ta from non-AI work to AI-driven work. And I think it's only going to go one way. It's AI-driven work going forward. So when you become AI fluent, and this is what I encourage all of you today, whether you're a startup or not, is to become AI fluent. There's 3 layers of AI fluency. The first thing is get really, really, really good at generative AI, which means na ayaw mo ang search engine si AI. Interact with it. Let it create, right? Now, I see a lot of work today that's produced by AI. Sometimes it's already annoying because pare-pareho na tanan ba, murag gihimo ra siya ni ChatGPT. So, the way around that really is to use generative AI interactively. So I use it 100%. I don't write emails anymore. I don't check my calendar. I don't check. I have Claude do all of that for me. But I do it interactively and iteratively. So I actually have mga 20 to 30 versions of a PowerPoint before I send it out. And then I tell my AI to learn about me. So it understands who I am. It understands akong tendencies. It understands my intonation. It understands my voice, right? And eventually AI becomes really your second brain, right? So use AI today, use it highly interactively, use the generative part of your AI more deeply than just answering questions and doing that. No? So Mark, when he talks about becoming an AI maestro, talks a little bit more about how to do that. Second, data is equally important than the intelligence itself. What makes data super relevant, what makes AI super relevant to you is the grounding by which it is set against, so data. So for instance, we were talking this morning about what else can I use AI? You can actually use AI as a tutor, no, for yourself. But if you ground a model with, say, grade 10 educational course, you will end up with a grade 10 teacher. And if you attach harness to that AI, then it becomes a wizard rather than an answer bot, right? So grounding data is very, very important. Pag-asa with AI tells you weather prediction, right? Coffee bean demand plus AI tells you when to sell and harvest coffee in Bukidnon. So these are the things that's becoming important now, is to collect the data as much as you can and connect the data right away to AI. That gives you our personal AI going forward. So learn how to combine the two. And then finally, AI starts to really do your work for you. That's agentic. So you can actually create AI that can drive whatever it is that you want, so that you can drive AI in a way that will help you go forward. So over time, and a little bit later, AI becomes your orchestrator. You become more an orchestrator than a coder. And this will become much more of an amplifier for humanity. What's gonna happen as an employee or an entrepreneur is you only have to learn one skill, the one you like the most. Everything else AI will provide. Muna, when you're thinking about startups, there's this thing they call solopreneurs. That means that you can already build a startup by yourself. Ikaw lang isa, right? Because AI can complement that for you. That makes the cost of a startup super cheap. That makes the barrier to make a startup profitable super low. That also makes it so that startups can be built within cities. You don't have to be Silicon Valley. First, become highly profitable, sustainable startup right here in Iligan before you think about something else. I'm going to leave you with this. We consulted AI and actually iterated and looked at the top 6 opportunity for startup if you're in Iligan, based on economic and city indicators. No, number 1, we have disasters in Iligan. We need a platform that helps us with disaster. Number 2, we need intelligence in energy and industry because we're an industrial city here in Iligan. Number 3, there's a lot of great places to visit in Iligan. There's not a lot of great places to know about the great places in Iligan tourism. Number 4, and this is important for me, the next 2 actually, because we do work in the Middle East for this, halal marketplaces, right? Very unique to this region. Or Sharia lending. We actually built a Sharia lending platform called Tijara in Bahrain, and that can be adapted here in Iligan. And finally, wherever we go and wherever you are, The world is now your potential customer. If you learn AI, if you learn digital, if you learn content, the next thing you need to learn is learn how to be a global freelancer. And one of the really important opportunity to build here in Iligan is to build a micro agency for global freelancing so that we can build industries. We can keep the bright minds that MSU-IIT is putting together right here in Iligan, but make money from the US or wherever it is in the world. One statistics I found this morning is that the freelancers in Manila make more money than the freelancers in Iligan, even if your customer is the same in the United States, right? So that tells me that there is a skills gap in Iligan, both in technology and in business practices. So if we just fill that gap, I think you have an opportunity to make as much as possible. Because your market's the same, right? In the US, your delivery system is the same, it's digital, right? So why is there a difference in the cost? So that's an opportunity for us. Okay, I'm gonna end with this. Start now. Basically, don't wait. Even if you're a student, you can participate in this today. You can be a volunteer or be a freelancer yourself. You can make money now, right? Number two, be fluent. If you believe in what I've said, then you should make AI a part of your daily life. In the US, last year, 17% of every single American used AI every day. This year, 37% of every single American use AI every single day. I think next year it's going to be 80% of all Americans with access to a mobile phone will use AI every day. So make this a part now of your daily routine. No? In fact, people are beginning to say it starts to replace Google and Facebook, and that's a better world, I think, if that happens. And then finally, when you build solutions, build it with the real problems in mind. Build it for what you see around you, and if you can, build it and start with wherever you are, right here in Iligan or Region 10. So with that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the training. We will teach you how AI works. We will give you an opportunity to play with AI and produce something end to end. And then we will require you or request for you to then explain what you have built in front of us. And it's amazing. This is number 21 or 22 of all the Nexus that we have done. And everyone always felt two things. There's magic. And number two, I'm much more capable. So I hope you enjoy the day. Daghang salamat. Bye.
Thank you, Sir Winston. So, to welcome us officially to MSU-IIT, please welcome Mr. Alzidni M. Ditokalan from Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, to be represented by Sir Siege Brasilino, is the incubation lead and
Some guys here have joined in on some of our programs at IDEA. So with that in mind, I am tasked to welcome you guys all to our very beloved institution. Um, our support towards tech and innovation has been solidified in the number of programs that we have invested in MSU-IIT. In fact, now we are very heavily invested on new inventions on microcontroller designs, AI, and many more. No? I hope that you guys can roam around and visit the labs. Unfortunately, I also do not have ample time for that one. But yeah, it's a momentous program for me as a previous DevCon president. Napulot tong previous DevCon president diri and our current DevCon president, you know. So it's like a program that we are happy uh, to have been implemented here in MSU-IIT. AI as a whole has now been a very ubiquitous part of daily life. Unlike before, when we talk about machine learning, neural networks, it's a very buzzword term before. Now almost everyone, even a kid, can talk about AI and how it's affecting or how they use it in daily life. Um, with that in mind, as a director for the university's technology business incubator, this is a great opportunity for me, the university, and for the rest of us to see how far we can go with developing new types of technology using AI. So unlike before, when you were developing, if you're from, I know you guys are familiar with software as a service or SaaS technologies. Before, if you were building SaaS technologies, it would take you an ample amount of time to build an exactly simple prototype and get it to market or have it tested. Now, with the power of AI, I've seen kids do awesome things within just 2, 3 days and then just get it to a Facebook group and say, hey, I have this cool tech. How about you test this thing out? And um, as we see this thing or this trend grows, we don't want to just limit it to guys who are just interested in tech, but make it for everyone. And whether you are a CAS graduate or you're from the social studies, or if you're from the education side, or if you're in the hard sciences, you can use AI and tech to create new and innovative things that serve the world. We believe in the power of education as a tool, education and technology as a tool, as a driving tool to push our agenda for economic progress and problem solving forward in this country. So I mean, there's a lot. It's very apparent there's a lot of things that we need to. Diba? And I think for me, as I welcome you all into this program about AI and a hackathon program later on this afternoon, no, um, I want to give you a challenge. I want you guys to give you a challenge of changing our mindsets from a more vocal in terms of what the problem is, more vocal about how we can solve the problem together in this nation. Tayo ang future ng ating bansa. And of course, para sa Mindanao, I always say in every minute, everything that I do, I always say hashtag para sa Mindanao. So with that in mind, I welcome you all to our humble institution. Thank you so much for coming, our guests, no, for today. And I hope that you enjoy your stay. Let us know how we can help and move forward in this endeavor that we have. Thank you so much and have a great hackathon and program, everyone.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Siege. And now to walk us through today's full program and how we'll be using AI together, please welcome the Executive Director of DEVCON Philippines, Sir Dom De Leon.
Morning, everyone. Good morning. We're really excited to be here. I think DEVCON Iligan, founded by Pao, was started about 3 years ago, and I received about 10 invitations to go to Iligan. And finally, I always tell them that when I visit, we want to make sure that it's the biggest and the most exciting program of DEVCON. And DEVCON, say next slide, please, and if there's a clicker. DEVCON has been here for 17 years, and we're the biggest developer community in the country. Who here has joined any DEVCON event before? Raise of hands. So about 10-20%. So welcome to DevCon because I will be introducing the organization. So this year we're celebrating 17 years and our theme is engineering an AI ready nation. You are here right now at DevCon Iligan, our local chapter. And DevCon is present across 13 locations nationwide. So we wanted to share that this program, AI Caravan, we started last Thursday at Bukidnon. And then this is our second half of the stop. We haven't done this much effort, investment, resources, caravan, event across any other chapter. So Mindanao is the first to do this much support. And why? Because Iligan is the #1 chapter for DevCon Kids last year. And Bukidnon, round of applause for DevCon Iligan. And we have here the three chapter presidents, Pao, si Siege, and si Rachel, Sir Rachel, who support. So, and Bukidnon is the #1 chapter for a number of programs and events for inclusive. So we're really happy to visit Iligan finally and Bukidnon. So thank you for welcoming us today. And then what we're excited about today would be, we're actually, for those who's joining the hackathon this afternoon, okay, we have 30 selected participants who will be joining the afternoon hackathon. And the hackathon you're joining today is part of the agentic training for leaders and builders. So when we say engineering an AI ready nation, it's not just trying a new model using open source, which we also support. We started Hour of AI for Kids, which we did in Tabunan and Lurugan in the past few days. We have open source AI code camps. When you enter our code camps, within 4 hours, you will deploy using Olama and deploy either QN, according to our friends from Alibaba, it's QN, not Quen, and or Gemma by Get Gemini or Google. So we encourage you to use open source because you will run out of emails to get free accounts for credits. And we have AI engineering internships. We have opened the slot for Bukidnon. We're officially opening 1 internship slot from Iligan to go to the national office for 2 months and do the training. We provide allowance and transportation. So we encourage you to go there. The DevCon Plus was built by an intern by Cagayan de Oro and is now used by 9 chapters and with 1,000 users as of today. So that's the work you can do with the internship. And lastly, we are announcing the Claude scholarships for the winning team. So within 2 months, we'll guide you and you might be one of the first 100 certified developers and architects in the country, or maybe one of the first 10 in Mindanao. So we will provide it's worth 8,000 pesos each per exam and one of the most prestigious Claude AI certifications globally brought to MSU-IIT. So that's DevCon Philippines. For the participants attending today, you've heard about the morning masterclass. The afternoon participants, so we've started the morning talk. We will hear about becoming an AI maestro from our VP of Product. And then Iya, and then Mark will also give an AI tools overview. Second, we'll have the AI hackathon. The 30 participants within 6 teams will stay here in the venue. So we encourage you to go back by around 3 o'clock for the hackathon pitches. For those who are unable to attend, we encourage you to network, sign up as a volunteer, connect with the DevCon volunteer and officer, and go back here during the 3 p.m. presentation. So please go back to join and hear and who will win the hackathon and the Claude certification. So again, we will call the 30 participants later up front, and then you will stay here in the venue. But before we go for the next part program, I wanted to invite 5 volunteers with stickers and merch to be given to share how you use AI today. So I wanted to get a sense of the room. How are you using AI at school and personally? And those who will answer will get unique and limited edition stickers from DevCon for your laptops. Okay, raise your hands and first 5, pila, line up. You will also get a mouse pad from SWI. So first five. So we have 1, we have 2. Ayan. So 3, 4, 5. Okay, introduce yourself and program. How do you use AI personally and at school? Go.
So, good morning, everyone. No, I am Clark from LGU Iligan, the endpoint security engineer. So, gamit ko ang AI since I code, no? So, ako siyang ginagamit, syempre si Claude, as quality tester sa akong codes. And then, if na siya makita ang specific na bugs, error, or issues, pwede na rin mo siya directly ipa-fix. So sa imong side, syempre ikaw may mag-develop sa multiple systems. I do queuing management, document management. Syempre, sa imong point of view, busy ka sa isa ka system, busy ka nga system. So wala na kay other time nga mo quality test sa imong codes, di ba? And then sa imong team medyo limited siya since na medyo miscommunication. So akong ginabuhat during the day, syempre nag-subscribe jud ko sa Claude, no. Dayon day 1 AM for the system 1, day 1 PM system 2. So at the end of the day, duha ka system ako ang na quality test. And then syempre naka naman siya, naka server base. Siya na po yung mo suggest sa security measures niya. For example, mingon ka nga, can you enhance the security measure of this system? Make it, for example, the ICT, kanang iyahang level of security. So, syempre, si Claude, ihanap po na i-analyze and then, maghatag na po siya output nga based sa imong prompt. So, it's up to you how you prompt, how the quality of the code becomes. So, I think we're
Thank you, sir. Very advanced. Round of applause for LGU Iligan, right? Sir, how much is your monthly subscription at Claude?
Kata lang pro.
Pro, wow.
Pro lang.
Sige, thank you, sir. You can get your limited sticker. So, for those who are volunteering for DEVCON, DEVCON as a non-profit has 75 off for Claude. So, we'll share more. Ms. Pam will announce the access, but we're trying to get more access to our volunteers and officers and leaders even before certification. Okay, thank you, sir. And that's from Iligan LG. A round of applause, sir. Okay, sir.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aaron Solijay A. Vital. You can call me Aaron Solijay. So, let's see. How do I use AI in my life as a computer engineering student? So, as a computer engineering student, I usually deal with the hardest tasks that I have to deal with right now is learning about electrical circuits and how those theories work in the real life scale. So with AI, my learning, siguro, my learning is accelerated more because AI helps me understand those complex concepts about electromagnetism and electrodynamics and stuff. So I use it more as a thinking partner. I send it an idea of what I think this concept is, and it will either teach me about the correct analogies, for example, about the certain topic that I'm going to learn, and or agree with me in some stuff, but I don't really think that learning is coming from those like when an AI agrees, because there's really confirmation bias with AI, since like AI is programmed for, I believe AI is programmed for the comfort of the user, or the like for to make the user rely on AI more. So yeah, I use it. I kill test my ideas, for example, in hackathons, and yeah, that's all.
Thank you, sir. So, electronics use, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So, you can get your sticker and mousepad. So, one to add lang. So, later, go ahead. So, we actually brought some hardware demos. We have the NVIDIA Orin Nano Jetson for developers. So, imagine AI that runs without internet and only within the micro supercomputer. So, we'll show it later. It's running QN and Gemma. You can talk to it, and all the data doesn't go to any cloud provider in Singapore. It runs locally. So it can work for agriculture, it can work for aquaculture, or for power stations that doesn't need internet data or inference outside. So we'll demo that later, and good to hear about the electronics use cases. Yeah. Go ahead, sir. Introduce yourself.
Okay, so good morning to us, everyone. My name is Fisti Tompong, and I am from Maigo National High School in
Woo!
Lagos.
Round of applause.
So,
No pressure.
actually, not to be surprised, taga-Iligan gid ko. Pero ni-transfer lang ko Maigo because syempre namon ko dito ang mas fluent sa dito about programming and robotics. So actually when I was grade 9, I I do not use AI actually when I was grade 9 when I'm starting for my programming. So one of the first language that I learned is C++. So that is a language that used in Arduino. So as I become grade 10, grade 11, so we try to um, we try to ma-appeal sa contest sa I Make We Make sa una sa Manila. So actually nakapasa mi then actually we are very struggling tungod kay syempre sa coding. It is very hard, it's very difficult. So that's why I try to use AI na. One of the first AI that I use is Gemini. So since sa pag first ako nga prompt is since naganahan man ko kay dali raman kay siya maka-debug, di ba? We use AI for debugging, for finding mistakes sa atong mga codes. So wala ko choice is nag-subscribe ko sa AI. So nag-subscribe ko og Gemini Pro para lang gid nga makuha na ko ang satisfaction na ma-success gyud ang among code. So actually after ato kay everyday na gid ko naka-use og AI. And until today nga I'm learning programming for web designing such as HTML. I also use JavaScript, C++, and Python. So every day I use AI. Then di bali na pud ko Claude kay since Claude is pamati na ko mas bright man si Claude. Okay, so mao na siya kung saya nga I use AI every day for my coding. Mora kina siya mostly sa ako ang majority sa paggamit sa AI. I use AI for my programming. Thank you.
So Gemini, what other tools, sir? Gemini and what other tools?
Gemini and Claude.
Claude, okay. So how much per month you're using the free tier?
How much per
month?
subscription?
Yeah.
Actually, ang subscription per month sa Gemini is 500.
Okay. So sir, the only high school team, are you winning the hackathon today?
Depende.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sige.
Thank you.
Okay, round of applause for our high school team. And again, winning pitch team from our high school. So no pressure to our college and fourth year students competing in the hackathon. Okay, sir, introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Rajiv, and I'm a freshman student from BS Computer Applications here in MSU-IIT. And working student po pala ako, a video editor. I work as a advertisement, and we use AI usually for generating videos like Higgsfield, and also for image. Usually Higgsfield yung ginagamit namin. For writing prompts is I use ChatGPT sa work. And maybe since start class ng here sa IIT, so maybe in the coming following months I will be able to use GPT. Actually nag-subscribe ako sa GPT Pro kasi for writing and creating prompts also. It's like I'm using GPT for helping me to create the right prompts, and then I copy paste it into Higgsfield because sometimes yung Higgsfield kasi is parang kailangan niya kailangan niya mas detailed na instruction. So kaya gumagamit ako ng GPT kasi parang mas yung understanding niya. So parang may gusto akong scene tapos parang GPT write it better and detailed like may mga actions na parang walang mga errors or may walang mga extra kamay, extra na sa pag-generate sa Higgsfield. So that's how I use AI, and hopefully like I said, in the following months siguro magagamit ko siya sa aking studies, research. Yung sa Claude din kasi actually I use multiple different AIs, GPT, Gemini. Sa GPT lang ako naka-subscribe. Higgsfield kasi is provided sa aking client. Tapos
MCP.
and yung Kimi, I use
Kimi and Go.
yes, and Cursor. And also parang nag-start din ako before attending class here in IIT, nag-study na ako as a front-end developer. And yung kinonect ko yung Copilot sa Linux ko yung sa terminal. That's how I design. Nakapag-design ako ng mga website using Copilot sa Linux terminal. So para may mga projects na rin ako na nasa-save ko sa laptop ko for future use also. So I think para sa akin is AI kasi is parang napapabilis yung trabaho ko. So especially from my studies, tapos for example after nito, then may class pa ako mamayang 12. Then after 12 is uuwi ako ng bahay para magtrabaho na naman. Babalik ko naman pagabi. So at least yung nakakatulong yung AI kasi parang yung 8 hours na trabaho ko, kaya ko siyang ma-minimize from at least 3 to 4 hours na lang.
Oh, okay.
So that's how useful AI for this.
Sige. Thank you, sir. Round of applause kay sir. Si sir mentioned Higgsfield. Anyone have tried Higgsfield for creatives? So we have 3. So if you're into creative spaces, Higgsfield is very critical for you to learn. I was in advertising, so it's disrupting the industry on its own. So very good for you. And it's actually getting work from AI. So digital jobs global with AI. So nice to meet you, sir. And we wanted to share as well that later, Mark will share about Open Router. Who has heard about Open Router? So 3, 4, 5. So you'll have the opportunity to really do a technical hackathon, not just vibe coding, but I would say level 4 or level 5. So really excited to bring it to you here. And now a round of applause for our women in tech. Wearing She's DevCon. Yeah.
So good morning everyone. I'm Ailil D. Murillo from Acelo C. Badelias Senior Memorial High School. So I use AI as a STEM student. I use AI to help me study, especially when there's an upcoming exam. I ask AI to make a reviewer for me, and also especially in our research, because our research is to make a solution, to innovate a solution for a problem. So in our coding, we use DeepSeek and Claude to para makita kung saan yung mga errors namin, and also kasi Claude is a good tool talaga for us because as Fitz said na Claude is a smart AI that can code or help us in debugging or hanapin yung mga errors sa code namin. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Our second high school team and also getting a limited edition She is DevCon shirt. Large nga lang, pero again, celebrating She is DevCon. And a special token from Miss Pam. Come back here. We have a special token from DevCon Kids founder.
Yes, the one lady in that line of men. She's very brave. Thank you for standing up for us. Yes.
Yeah. And in case you miss it, DevCon has, aside from kids and campus and code camps, we have the She is DevCon program championing a safe space where women in tech can thrive in this technology ecosystem. So thank you for sharing. A lot of you are advanced. Some are using Higgsfield, some are using Claude. Again, if you're a volunteer and officer of DevCon, you already have DevCon Gmail, which has Gemini for nonprofits. You have Notebook LM and Anti-Gravity limited access. And you will soon get Claude for nonprofits. And if you're in DevCon, who will use DevCon Plus to register for this event? The rest, please go out. Just kidding. That was the form that was sent to you. If you sign up, that was built by our CDO intern and the cohort 4. There's a slash rewards. If you get, this event is 500 points. If you get 7,000 plus points, you get the same scholarship worth 8,000 pesos. So the volunteers will also get booster points and the officers. So again, you get rewarded for volunteering and you can attend different events across the 13 locations of DevCon. So thank you for sharing how you use AI. And for today, we will be sharing more about the tools, the overview of the ecosystem that we built within DevCon. And I'm excited to introduce our next speaker. the VP of Product from Nimbler. And again, before Mark speaks, we encourage you to volunteer for DevCon. We've been here for 17 years, and the future is the one that you will help create with us. Maraming salamat and thank you. Round of applause for Mark Colentava. Well, Mark, we will encourage you to use your laptops later for the hackathon participants. We will also provide one laptop. We will flash the Wi-Fi for the DICT Starlink, and you will stay here after the program. So we will call, before the morning session ends, we will call all 30 participants for the hackathon for a photo and then a group photo. Then you will stay here. And then we encourage everyone to go back by 3 p.m. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
All right, hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Parang tulog na yata tayo. Good morning. Okay, sige. So, this morning, I'll be sharing with you about becoming an AI maestro. No? So, konting kwento back then, the title of this topic is completely different. It's called The Art of Prompting. Yan. So, only few months ago lang yan, no? The reason why we changed it is we've seen that the landscape already changed. Now, AI is not only an I ask question, you answer kind of AI. Now, it's completely different. Now, we can integrate it with other systems so that it can automate a lot of things. Now, they can work together. Agents can now work together with other sub-agents and agents of AI so that you give them one goal and they will work on that goal continuously, even for an entire day until it's done. So now the question is not, how can I communicate to AI better? But the question is, how can I work with AIs, not just one AI, but multiple AIs, to achieve a common goal? So it's not utos anymore, it's more of how can we work together, no? As if AI is part of my team. So, and today, in becoming an AI maestro, we need to understand how these technologies actually work, no? And then how we can work with these technologies to achieve a common goal. So we will demystify it with the goal of becoming an AI maestro. In becoming an AI maestro, we need to have these characteristics, no? And bring it into the table. We are now the human in the AI loop. No? We're part of this workflow. The first one is intention. So when we are working with AI, we're the human in the loop bringing intention. What does that mean? No? It means we understand what's the goal, what we are actually building. No? Who will be participating in this afternoon's hackathon? Taas ang mga kamay dyan. Okay, hackathon. Sana yan, okay, sige. So later, ito is Nexus number 21 na. No? In the past Nexuses, what we've seen is yung mga winning team always has the clearest intention. So by the time that they start coding or vibe coding or start building their solution, it's clear to their minds what exactly is the problem we're trying to solve. Who exactly is our parang beneficiaries, our customers, no? So as we create all of these solutions, intention is a very important one. Because right now, creating or coding or whatever, it's very easy na, no? But without the right intention of what exactly we're trying to solve, it's going to produce the right one, the right solution. No? So intention is the first one. Second is taste. So, sino dito yung nakita na ng maraming AI slop all around? Yan, okay. No? So, kita natin. Because what's missing there is actually taste. At the end of the day, we're the human in the AI loop providing the taste. No? Whether it's good, whether it's bad, or whether it's worthy of an MSU-IIT name, or whether it's good to represent the name of our company or our startup. No? We will be the human in the loop providing that taste. The third one is judgment. No? At the end of the day, we're the human in the loop where our AIs will escalate to and we will eventually provide judgment. Backend. We're the humans who knows what's right or wrong, right? what's our goal of the organization, whether we head this way or head that way. We're the human in that loop that's providing that judgment, no? Not AI. So most AI, especially AI used for good, requires judgment from humans. Kasi tayo nakakalam what benefits the humanity, di ba? So we'll provide that judgment. Lastly, as becoming an AI maestro, unfortunately, we cannot outsource this yet. No? Accountability. At the end of the day, whatever AI produced, whether it's good or bad, we are the one accountable to it. So it's very important for us to add yung sinasabi nilang governance, no, layer in this AI. Because at the end of the day, we're accountable to the output of our AIs. But if we think about all of this four, the intention, the judgment, the taste, the accountability, these are not new principles. No? This exists in the world today, especially those who manages their team already. Yung mga team natin, or even on projects, di ba? They go to us kasi we need to be clear on what's the intention, di ba? What are we actually building? Our team goes to us, or dun sa mga creative ones, say, does it look good? Maganda ba ito? No? They go to us for taste and for judgment as well. Is this the right thing to do? Is this the wrong thing to do? No? They go to us for judgment. And especially if we're managing our own team, at the end of the day, whatever the output of our team is, we are accountable. So these are not new things. These are existing principles already. No? Okay. So sa next one natin, so let's debunk it. No? So let's start with intelligence. Okay. So let's start with intelligence. So first is the intelligence, and the second one is how to harness it. So let's debunk the intelligence first. No. So when it comes to intelligence of AI, the first thing na lagi natin naririnig is parameter. Yan. So sabi na, we release a new model with few trillion parameters. What does that mean? No? Parameter we can associate it to the neurons in the brain. It's the ability for AI to think deeper. Ability of AI to reason. No? So one example is on the left side, we have Gemini 3.1 Flash, around 1 billion plus parameter model yan. So ibig sabihin yung brain yan, maliit lang, no? Small. And then if we go to the more advanced models, like the one on the right, like the Opus na, ayan sila, Sonnet na yan, di ba? And it becomes bigger and bigger, no? So that means it has probably a few trillion parameter model na yan. So it can think deeper. This is important, especially for building a project. And mamaya, you have your own AI budget that you can use. So, to make a decision. Bakit? Kasi there are applications na we need a bigger model that can think deeper. But there are also applications na we only need a flash model, a very fast and cheap one. One example. Okay, so we have a client. They've been in the industry for decades na. So they have tons and tons of contracts sitting on their Google Drive. Their goal is to simply look at that contract, basahin yung overview of that contract, sort it by industry, and then sort it based on the year of that contract. No? So ganun lang. Mano-mano we can do it. Read the contract, understand it, identify the date, and then put it in one folder, right? So for that specific use case, what's the right model kaya to use? Anyone? Sige. So kaya yung right model to use? O here.
Is it the fast and cheap or is it the deep? For sorting the contract by code?
Eh, ikaw naman. O, ito na nakatalikod.
Asa na lang? Yes.
Fast or fast and cheap or deep and thorough?
Deep and thorough.
For sorting the contract?
Sorting the contract? Fast and cheap.
Sige. Ano kaya? So the right answer is fast and cheap. It's basically reading the overview of the contract. Fast and cheap model you can use, even the open source one. Identify what it is and then look for the contract date and then move that contract to a certain folder. So that single decision alone allows the company to save close to 10 million pesos between choosing Opus and choosing Gemini. That's the price difference. That's why we need to know about this, no? Yun. So later, your budget is not millions of pesos but $10. So, okay na yan. So, tipid-tipid lang. The next one is the context naman. Context can be associated to the short-term memory of AI. When GPT-4 was introduced, I think roughly around 2022, pinagmamalaki nila natin saying, oh, our GPT-4 can process or can remember one chapter of a book. And then you can ask questions about it. Wow, one chapter of a book, no? Very big back then. But now even the open source model like Llama 4 can now remember on a short-term memory 100 books. And then you can ask questions. So that's the short-term memory of these models. It's getting bigger and bigger. Not only one chapter, but you can load it, no? Pero, of course, just like humans, if you feed me one chapter of a book and ask me questions, I can answer you. But if you feed me 100 books and then you ask me questions, sometimes I make mistakes. So like, what's going on? It's called context wrap naman. No? So it's part of managing that short-term memory as well, the context. No? And also, because you feed a lot of information, it gets more and more expensive as well. No? To feed a lot of information. So managing context for AI is also important in becoming an AI master. The next one, related to the characteristics, but this is also part of building AI solutions. No? It's training. No? Sino dito yung nagtitrain na ng AI? Ayan, si Sir. Ayan, ayan. So you're training AI. So training AI is very similar to education and upbringing, especially education. Why? Kasi it's expensive. Training AIs, no? There are good examples of trained AIs. One is Harvey. That's particularly trained for US legal practice. No? Sinong nakapanood na ng Suits? Yan. So yan, that's the reason why they name it Harvey. No? There's also Google NetPalm, which they use for medicine naman. Bloomberg GPT for finance. And then there's an open source model from NVIDIA called Alphameo for self-driving car. So this one is open source. So if you want to build your own self-driving car, pwede. Just download that. I don't know how many tera that is, but you can download it and build your own self-driving car. So why do we need to train AI models? Two things lang. If you want the AI model to make a decision fast, right, and deep, then you need to train it. So again, ang characteristic niya, kailangan the AI needs to make a decision fast and you need to think deep. Example, okay, NVIDIA Alphameo. If you're driving at 100 kilometers per hour, which you shouldn't do, diba? And you're about to hit someone, and you need to make a decision whether to hit the brake, turn left, or turn right, and hindi mo naman i-access yung short-term memory mo or yung notebook mo or yung manual of the car to make a decision. And then you don't want to access the long-term memory as well to go to the library and decide whether I turn right or turn left. You need to make a decision fast, fraction of a millisecond, and you need to think deeper. It's close to having an instinct, diba? That's why you need to train the AI model. Self-driving car is a good example. Bloomberg GPT, they use this for what the thing they call high velocity trading. No? So they train it into their proprietary data of Bloomberg so that the AI model can make a decision in a fraction of a millisecond whether to buy a stock or not. Diba? Because that fraction of a millisecond can cost them billions. No? That's why we need to train them. Okay, as part of the brain as well is we have the long-term memory. No? In the long-term memory, there are two examples. One is local memory. So this can be associated to your desk, like your working desk. Maybe your sticky note or notebook or the filing cabinet underneath your working station. No? So, sino dito yung nakatry ng ChatGPT, create an image about me based on what you know about me? Something like that. Sino? Umamin kayo. Ayan. Oh, meron ba? Or tell me more about myself. Ayan. Okay. So, when you ask ChatGPT about that, ChatGPT is actually accessing the local memory. No? That's based on your account. Kaya nasasagot niya, kaya nakagawa siya ng mga images about you. No? So yeah, that's local memory. Pero the more powerful one is what we call an institutional, organizational memory. No? Sa companies, we call it enterprise memory naman. This is the type of data that we can share with each other, we can build together, so that we can AI together. Kasi the challenge now is we AI alone. I download it on a zip file, I pass it to my teammates, diba? They AI it again, they pass it again, diba? So we don't have an institutional memory. So we can build one for Iligan, we can build one for the country, no? We can build one for a particular purpose, no? This is something we're working closely with some of our clients. We are building their enterprise memory so that whatever their sales for today is, they have access to that in AI. Whatever is the challenges in the operations, they have access to their enterprise memory and they can AI together, no? Imagine us here in Iligan having that institutional memory that we can all access so that we can build amazing AI solutions, not alone, but together. No? So now that we have the intelligence, we have the AI model, we have the memory, di ba, nandiyan na siya, now we're smarter. We now have the intelligence. The next question is, how can we harness that intelligence? No? Kasi intelligence is not enough, di ba? We need to harness it. So, saan natin siya gagamitin? There are few things we can use for that integration, interface, and workflow. So later, especially those who will be participating in hackathon, we will harness AI to create systems, di ba? To write code. And there are two types of things we can build. One is just use AI to build something. Like, AI, build me a calculator. Ganun lang, no? Or we can bring it forward pa. Let's use AI to build an AI-powered solution. It's like AI building another AI. Yun ang gagawin natin this afternoon, no? Use that, no? Dapat ganon, hindi yung build me a calculator. Yan. Hindi na yon, kaya na yan, madali lang yon. We don't want easy, we want the hard part for hackathon, no? We will use AI to build another AI system. That's the goal, no? Okay, so workflow is one. We can harness AI to create workflows. Now, AI is not just a simple, I ask question, you answer. Now we can provide AI a set of goal and then create a workflow based on that. So, ito example. Now, in our company, in our sales team, there's an AI agent that monitors our target companies every day for any publishing of we need this. So request for proposal. Kasi sometimes they post, di ba? Even sa government, request for proposal or bid, ganyan. So we monitor that. So our agent in the morning access those websites and then see if there's an opportunity out there. So if they say, oh, we need this kind of system, okay. Our AI agent captures that. Another AI agent, as part of the workflow, qualify based on our experience as a company if we can actually fulfill that requirement. So there's another agent saying, okay, ito yung requirement, do you even have experience in doing this? Qualify. And then, pag nag-qualify kami, the next one is for another agent to even analyze how can we actually win this project. What are the requirements, resources we need to actually win this project or to bid for this project? That's the analysis part, no? And then, kapag nakita niya, okay, this is very strong already, there's another set of agent who will build the business use case. How many people do we need? How much are we going to bid, diba? What's the pricing? Diba? What's the resources needed? That's the business studies naman. And then in between those workflows, there will always be humans in the loop. Pero hindi na siya dependent on humans making the decision lang, no? Human is more of triaging na lang and making the final say, the judgment, yung mahirap na part. Pero yung monitoring the website, qualifying us, analyzing, etc., that can be done by AI already. So AI is now powerful that you can create that kinds of workflow because it's smart enough and it can follow that instructions. No. Second is integration. In AI alone is not enough. Hindi yung usap lang tayo, ganyan. Now AI can be integrated with other systems, no, to do more things. So now AI, like yung example ni Winston kanina, AI can now connect to your email, whether to send out email or to even read email para you can have a summary for the day. AI can now be connected to your calendar. Self-driving is basically AI integrated to your car, di ba? And then for other companies, they can connect it to CRM, they can connect it to Docs, Slack, Portal, etc., and more, diba? Now AI is more powerful because it's not working alone. It can be integrated to other systems so that we can achieve our goal even faster. So that's the second one. Another one is now AI is multimodal. So that means it has the ability to see, it has the ability to hear, diba? And then it has the ability to produce video, audio, diba? Reports, codes, language, diba? Images, etc. No? It's multimodal already. So in the solution that we can build later, think about that multimodality na din. And then we will, through Open Router, will have access to a lot of different tools. That's already multimodal, a lot of that AI. So even mga image recognition, ganyan, even producing mga music, etc. So pwede na yan. So that's the power of artificial intelligence now. And then how we can harness the intelligence. Okay, so now that we know the anatomy of AI from having the intelligence to harnessing it, diba? That's very important as we progress, right? So now, how we can talk to AI. Ito yung mga example lang, no? The very simple one is we can just tell AI a very simple instruction. Create me an email. That's it. Simple prompting. Level 1, yun nasa ilalim. No? Simple prompting. We can also do meta prompting. That's the second level naman. Meta prompting is adding certain level of parameters in our instruction to AI. Like, write me an email using 150 words. Diba? Meta prompting. It means your instruction plus a parameter or additional instruction will make you meta prompting. But now AI has the ability to reason. So we highly encourage you, especially during planning stage, to do what we call the Socratic prompting. It means actually doing a question and answer with your AI, right? It's like, I'm building this solution. This is my assumption. Let me know if all of my assumptions are clear or all of my assumptions are valid. No? Or this is how I want to build my app. Let me know if anything is not clear. Ask me questions if you need to clarify. We can tell AI that. Ask me questions. And then we can question and answer. Not only it is effective because but it's also effective kasi you're giving AI an out. It means you minimize the hallucination. Bakit? Kasi parang bata yan eh, di ba? Pag sinabi mo, okay, I'm already frustrated, give me an answer. It will try to invent something, di ba? It will hallucinate and give you the right answer. Now, if you give your AI an out, it means if you don't know the answer, just ask me, then it will still satisfy yung yes answer niya, di ba? Pero it will ask you questions so that you can do more collaboration. So we encourage that. Socratic prompting. Later, in our activity, as we build the solution, we encourage you to start with intent. Don't jump into coding immediately, di ba? Be clear with your intention. What exactly are you trying to build? And then, use AI as well to define that and research more about that problem even more. Use Socratic method so that you can expand on your solution. And then, the most important one, sino yung nakakalam ng term na MVP? Yan, MVP, minimum viable product. Dati, we spend months and weeks building that MVP. Now, few seconds lang, you have your MVP. So we encourage you, as soon as you have your initial idea and defined it and research about it, to build your first version. Build it. Version 1. And then iterate. Kapag lumabas na yung solution, do the iteration. Build it again, iterate, build it again, check, iterate, check, iterate. The record so far for our previous Nexus is 100 iterations. So if you can beat that, it's okay. But if you can produce the right solution as well with minimum iteration, that's also okay. Pero the learning there is that you don't need to perfect your requirement on the first run. Because now producing software is way, way cheaper that you can run multiple iteration. Okay. So in becoming an AMS show, we understood now ito yung mga characteristic of AI, how we can harness it, AI to solve a particular problem, providing the taste so that it looks good, it's easy to use, providing the judgment of at the end of the day on what's right and what's wrong. And always remember, whatever the output of our AI is, we're still accountable. No? Pero at the same time, kapag it produces the right solution, it solves the problem, we're also the one enjoying it. Diba? That's part of the accountability piece. Okay, so that's becoming an AI maestro. Thank you, everyone. We'll move to the next one, which is also me. Okay lang, dyan ka na. It's also me. Yan. Okay, so I'll switch lang dito. Asa yung pula natin? Okay, sige. Okay. Sino dito yung... Okay, sa mga participating team for this afternoon, sino dito yung... ano yung mga tool na ginagamit nyo? Okay, show of hands. Claude. Yeah, Claude. Okay. Taas nyo pang mabuti para makita. Claude. Okay. Yan, okay. Who's using Codex? Codex. Ooh! Team Codex. Okay. Ano pa yung gamit nyo? May DeepSeek ba dito? DeepSeek. Ayan, si Sir. Oh. Ayan, DeepSeek. Okay. Sino yung gumagamit ng Gemini? Bakit naman? Ayan, ayan Gemini. Okay. Sino dito? Okay. So, lahat kayo gumagamit na kayo ng AI to build tools. Sino yung hindi pa? For the participating team. Okay. Sino yung kailangan ng background on anything? Wala naman? Sure? Okay, mahiya. Kasi may ituturo ako sa inyo eh, na-hacks eh. Okay. Wala naman? Sige, kunin ko lang yung kable ko. Ayan. So far, lahat naman tayo knows agentic coding one way or another, no? Yan. Ito. Yan. So okay lang yon. So, pero I'll introduce you some of the tools we can also use later in case na gusto nyong magmadali or gusto nyong mas simple yung life natin, no? So later, we will be spending roughly, how long do we have, Sir Dom? For the 2 hours ba? 2 hours for your coding. So dati, kung nag-participate na kayo sa hackathon, 24 hours yan. Pero 24 hours in the world of AI is too long already, no? It's like a lifetime. Now, we want you to create something in 2 hours. Wow. Exciting. Okay. Of course, in order for that to be possible, you need to use AI. Okay. Sige. So, in your presentation later, ano mo? Okay. Ayun na rin. Wala lang. Okay. Okay, sige. In our activity later, there will be 2 parts. One is you actually demoing your output. Okay lang yan. It's a demo, diba? You showcase the output. That's number 1. Number 2 is that you can also use a presentation. So slide, no? Pitch deck, ganyan. Okay. The second one, the pitch deck, is completely optional, right? If you think your solution is very strong, that you don't need a slide presentation to make it more understandable, then just focus on the demo. Okay? But if you think your demo is weak, then create a presentation, do a song and dance, yan, ganyan lahat yan. Oh. Para makalimutan namin na may demo pala kayo. Yan. Pero, if your demo is strong, my recommendation really is to just stick to that. In case you need to create a presentation, my recommendation is either to use Gamma. Sino na nakagamit ng Gamma? Ayan, Gamma. Or we can also use the Notebook LM. So Notebook LM, you can add sources here also based on your research and as you're trying to understand more about the local challenges. So you can add resources here in form of either a YouTube video, ayan, upload a document, etc., or search online. Once you added it here, you can refine your problem even further. So ito yung example ko kanina. Sabi ko, ano ba yung my idea is illegal local ride hailing, no? And create a pitch deck for me. So meron na siyang few information. And then on the right side, you can create multiple artifacts. That includes a slide deck. So you can use this to create your presentation. So sabi ko lang, okay, eto naman yung slide deck ko, okay na yan. And then I ask it to create a slide deck. Later, if you don't want a full slide deck, you can also create an infographic then. No? So ito yung isang example kanina ng slide deck I generated. It's called Priscilla Grid. Okay. Yan. Full screen ko nga to. Wala, naglo-load pa siya. Pero ito, it produces total of 10 slides already that I can use to present my idea. Okay, saan ba ito connected? Okay. Yan. So you can use slide deck later for your presentation. And then you can also use AI notebook, no, Gemini notebook, to also create your prompt, no, if that will be helpful to you. For those who wants to do a little bit of shortcut in generating their app, there are available laptops at the back, which is preloaded with a Google AI Studio. Ayan. So you can use AI Studio as well to create your solution. So AI Studio, lagay nyo lang dito yung prompt nyo and then submit it and then you can do the revision already. So ito yung isang example. Okay, ride-hailing app I created. Okay. Ayan ang example. Okay, I select tricycle, habal, okay, sedan or taxi, sige. And then book the tricycle. Okay, so ito, with one single prompt from my Gemini notebook like this one, multimodal transport, routing, geography, etc., etc. I pasted it here, it already generated it. No? So naghahanap na siya ng tricycle. Yan. I can also revise this, very similar to other AI coding, like make it light mode. Yan, para masaya. And then I just submit it, and it will code it again. This is an actual code I can already use. Pero this one is very simple to use. It's AI Studio, so if you need the laptop at the back, then you can use that as well. Another one that later we will be sharing to each individual team, if you want to use any other AI coding tool. The good thing kasi with AI Studio, it's built in with Gemini na. So you can already ask it to have an AI capability. Remember, our solution needs to be AI capable as well. So another one that we will be distributing later will be each individual keys per team to access the models from OpenRouter. So here our recommended models are Gemini, Llama, and then for thinking naman up to DeepSeek, QN, and the powerful one can be Claude and Gemini. Pero you can use other models as well outside of our recommendations. So there's like a lot here, like 500, 600 plus models you can use for text, image files, audio, video, eto pwede to, no? So just ask your AI agents to connect to OpenRouter. This will be the provided keys later, one key per team. Total of $10 budget for this afternoon. So manage that between testing and then actual presentation. So ayan na yung mga models we can use na you can connect to, no, as you build your solution later. So kasama naman yan. Yeah. So eto na. So I did the revision using the AI Studio. And then ano na siya, light mode na siya, no? Hindi na siya dark mode. Naku, nagmahal pa yung presyo. Kanina cheaper lang to. Okay, sige. Yeah. So gumagalaw siya. Those are the things you can build. So you can use, again, Notebook LM if you want to build your slides. Very similar to this one. Ayan, yung slide ko. Diba? Ayan, my slide. You can use AI Studio if you don't want to do the hardcore coding. You can use this. The prompting is on the left. Your simulation is on the right. And then, if you will use other tools in building your solution like Claude or Codex or Gemini or DeepSeek, you can use the provided OpenRouter keys for your project. But if you want to go to Hugging Face or use the free one or you host your own, it's up to you, but we only have 2 hours to code. Okay? So far, any questions? Questions? Sige po.
Yeah, just curious regarding the problems we're going to be solving. Do you have any specific use cases or?
So the next part is si Iya at the back will actually be introducing problems you will solve today. No, we will not be assigning problem to each team, but we will have a set of problems particularly selected for Iligan that you can select, pick, and solve for this afternoon within that 2-hour window. Okay. So, any other question? Ha? All good na kayo? Okay, taas ang kamay dito yung mag-join ng hackathon for this afternoon. Show of hands lang. Taas mabuti. Okay. Alright. Ayan. Okay. And then later then, create your team name ha para we can cheer for you. And then that's it from my end. And good luck and all the best for today's hackathon. Thank you so much.
Let me call on Miss Iya Nuestro. A round of applause, please. The platform product manager, again, Miss Iya Nuestro.
All right, sorry, we're just waiting for a table that I need to present. Ayan. Show of hands nga sino dito yung mga mag-hackathon. I just wanna see. Ngayon pa ba tayo magkakahiyaan, guys? Show of hands. Dali, kailangan proud tayo because we're gonna build something that's gonna change lives, ha? Ano ba yan? Okay, hindi yata sila nag-snacks. Ayan. So I'll give a bit of a preview what a hackathon is. So like Mark said kanina, on the older days, nung kabataan namin, please don't ask how old we are. Nung kabataan namin, hackathons actually go for days. So we experienced 48-hour-long sessions, uwi lang para mag-alternate maligo isa-isa. So I hope nagpaalam kayo sa mga kamag-anak nyo kasi 2 hours lang this time. Because now you're not gonna have to manually do it. You have the power of AI. So you can actually focus on what's important, your ideas. What's important are the learnings and the wisdoms that come from you. The mind-numbing technical stuff, like coding itself, like redoing all the registration forms, onboarding forms, the CSS, and all of those redundant functionalities. Wala na, you don't have to think about those too much. Mag-start na. Ay. Okay, so Mark was able to give you a preview of what we need from you in the next hours. So, nasabi na niya, we need a prototype. A prototype that actually works. A prototype built on top of AI. And a prototype that is not just built with AI, your solution must also be AI-powered. It actually has to use AI. And like he said kanina, reiterate ko lang, if you need access to the models, we will give you open router keys. You just need to approach us if you need it. So, in the 2 hours, in the next 2 hours, you will have all the equipment, you have all the resources needed to create and deliver your prototype. Again, for the pitch naman, The pitch style here will be like Shark Tank. Patingin nga sino dito were able to watch Shark Tank. Shark Tank, Dragon's Den, yung as in sharks. I am inviting you to invest. Mga ganon. And then they will defend their works. Why? Because you need to prove, not just to us, but also to yourselves, that the idea you came up with is something that is worth it. That's something that can be scaled. That's something that can make an impact. So, the pitch ngayon, the challenge that I find tungkol dun sa pitch, you must deliver your demo and your pitch in just 5 minutes. No exceeding ha. Pag exceed, hindi, wala naman akong penalty. So, no exceeding, but again, you have to deliver it completely. You have to deliver the punch in just 5 minutes. To inspire you guys, I'm gonna show you some of the previous outputs of the previous Nexuses. Ayan. Alright, so a bit of small kwento about the products that you saw a while ago, about the prototypes there. Some of those prototypes, sobrang hindi obvious. They were made by non-tech groups. Those groups didn't have any coders. Those groups didn't have any developers. Some of them were actually handling operations, sales, marketing. Pero ganun yung output nila. And it's not even obvious. Like, you won't be able to point out which one of those were built by non-tech. And along with, pinakita nila Miss Pam a while ago, kids were able to develop games using AI Studio in just 2 hours. So imagine the expectations of you guys. Syempre, you guys are in IT. So you guys are actually studying tech. So this is a challenge. Yan, challenge ko na kayo because the bar is set really high. We are at MSU eh. So, ayan. Okay, so for the hackathon, don't worry again. If you guys are able to, if you guys encounter any issues, like tech issues, you guys need a bit of mentoring, like you want to brainstorm an idea or a feature, you need some clarifications, you can approach us, kami nila Sir Mark. So, kami nila Sir Mark kasi we will provide guidance. At any time you can raise your hand, wave at us, we will come to you. Kasi what we want is for you guys to reach the finish line. For your available tools, like yung diniscuss ni Sir Mark, you can use Gemini, Google AI Studio, your Gemini Notebook for presentations, but feel free to use the other tools in your arsenal. Kasi we were able to review, ang dami nyo nang alam. Marami na kayong ginagamit. And if you guys feel comfortable using that, then Go ahead. Ayan. So, as Sir Mark also said a while ago, you guys will be provided challenges to serve as guidance. What will you be building today? And this is a lot of what was discussed earlier. Let me just shift. Ayan. So what you can see on your screen now are your hackathon kits. We will be providing the link to this to you guys. This will contain all the details you need for the hackathons. So your presentation guidelines will be here. So I'll be expecting na alam nyo siya ha, that your pitch and your demo is required for 5 minutes only. Ayan. The hackathon challenges, which I will still be discussing in a bit, are all here. The prompt libraries are here. So what are the prompt libraries for? So if ever you encounter kunyari, you don't know what to say, or you don't know what to prompt to a certain tool, your prompt libraries are here. Just in case ma-stuck kayo. But you're not required to use these. These are really just for guidance. These are just help. Ayan. And then of course, you have your toolbox. So some helpful links are provided below. Ayan. I'll be showing the link of this later, but for now, dadaanan ko muna yung challenges. The first challenge that you have is for flood and disaster early warning. So we all know what happened late 2010s. So the river Mandulog actually had so much water. Alam na natin, it created a flash flood and it claimed some lives. So after 14 years, it's still a problem, not just here, but we're in nationwide. Na the people who could be aided by information still do not have access to it. And they don't have access to it as early as they could have. What do we have? Pag-asa has bulletin weathers. So it's for whole provinces. So may phone tree pa nga sila eh. They are actually able to call your barangays. The forecast ng weather is actually public, it's free, pero the information that they give is not that specific. For example, yung mga purok, they're very small units, di ba? Yung mga purok. Some puroks are actually sa tabi ng ilog, they're beside the rivers, and they are the ones who need the information. What they have is very high level. AI can actually help you create the lower level information, the lower level warnings. Kasi it can't see the rivers. How overflowing the rivers are already. The information that we have from Pag-asa and from other weather sources, those are the proxies. They're not measurements. So, ano yung challenge regarding flood and disaster early warnings? So, you need to build something that doesn't just produce provincial bulletins. We already have that. What you need to build is something that can help the smallest units, the puroks, the barangays. You need to build something that can help them act as early as they need to be. Para no more lives can be claimed, diba? Para everyone can be safe, not just the people in the more urbanized areas. The next one is energy and industry intelligence. So, for example, you have small businesses that really rely on electricity. Ano yung mga yun? So you have cold storage operators, you have the flour mills, or simpleng mga bahay, households that rely on freezers. The barangays, they only find out the information, malapit na, like an hour, malapit na mag-out na yung kuryente. Brownouts almost here. Which is weird kasi you have a lot of sources of energy here in Iligan and in Mindanao. So you have the plants down at Agos, you have actually plants near Maria Cristina, di ba? But you still don't have the information. What we want you to build for energy and industry intelligence is something that turns everything you've learned in hindsight. Like, meron kayo information ng fluctuations in electricity. Meron kayo information ng mga scheduled outages. You already know all those things. What we want you to build is something that turns hindsight intelligence into something you can use for foresight. Something that allows people, normal people, to prepare for outages, to prepare for interruptions, especially the long ones. Kasi AI can help you predict that. The next one is waterfalls tourism. So you have so many waterfalls, 23 I think, inside just this one city. And you have, those are a lot of tourism spots. The problem is for tourists, like for us here in Manila, we have no idea actually how to go to them. And we don't know the relevant information. For example, we want to go to Maria Cristina. We had to come here to find out, okay, cap number of visitors pala in certain hours and then we need to secure permits. Huwag na lang. And that's difficult, diba, in terms of tourism, na there's not one central place that you need to go to. Siyempre, meron pa yung parang, okay, sarado pala sila that time. Or meron palang bagyo that time that causes them to shut down. So, what we want is for all the tourist spots here in Iligan or in Mindanao, something, a tool, a website, or an app that helps us easily plan our visit, easily assess, does this place fit what we need at that time? The third one is halal trade marketplace. So, for example, in Marawi, you have palapa makers. What happens is there are multiple intermediaries in between them before they reach Manila. Ano nangyayari? Those traders actually get a tiny percentage of the profit only. So what we want is to enable the palapa makers to actually go directly to Manila as easy as possible. And the additional challenge there is yung pagiging halal ng whole operations process. Because it's actually very difficult to verify if a sale from end to end is halal. And AI can help you do that. Kasi the problem naman talaga, the major problem is kalat-kalat the information. The information about whether all the legs of the transaction is halal. And AI can help you like synthesize all of those. So you have to build something that makes it easier for the urban buyers to trust sellers in the province, the smaller sellers, so that the urban buyers have smaller costs and then the sellers from the province have higher profits. The next one is Sharia financing for women. So, aware tayo, when you take out loans, when you take out financing, there is a specific set of requirements. Like there's a specific set of collaterals, of ways to prove your credit worthiness. But a lot of small businesses don't have that. What you are supposed to produce here, what we are asking you to produce here is, how can we make it that a small business or a small trader is able to prove that credit worthy ako. I don't have the traditional documents, but I do have invoices. I do have endorsements ng kapitbahay ko. I do have some co-op contributions. Kilala ko ng mga kakilala ko sa palengke na okay ako magbayad. Those are things that are not accepted by traditional financing solutions. But you can make it happen. You can actually build a tool that will help them. Kaya kong mangutang kasi kaya kong magbayad. And then the last one is micro-agency. So alam na natin to, mga VA, yon. Uso ngayon, di ba, sa Facebook yung mga nag-VA. The thing is here, yung binanggit ni Winston kanina, the salaries of VAs here in the province is actually much lower than the salaries sa Manila or Cebu. What we want here is for you guys, how do you enable the micro agencies? How do you enable a team of 3 VAs? How do you enable them na kaya nila mag-compete with agencies that are bigger? That are agencies that are better trained. Kasi with AI, you can do that eh. And the talent is right here. We are at MSU. You guys are already skilled. You just need to augment it with AI. So, how do you make a small agency scale? Through the help of AI. Ayan. So those are your 6 challenges. You will be able to access the hackathons here. So this is the URL and the QR code to access this website. For the 6 teams, kailangan nyo to. Please scan it. And then we will be showing the names of the teams in a bit after nyo ma-scan to. I'll give you like a couple of minutes. Okay. So for the hackathon teams, just in case you don't have laptops or you need laptops to accomplish your work, bitin yung laptops nyo or mabagal laptops nyo, you can approach us and we can provide loaner laptops for today. Just in case. And then I'll be showing na... Saan yun? Okay, here are your hackathon teams. You have number 1, Daloy Tech. You have number 2, SMC. You have number 3, Acelo Badeles Senior Memorial High School. You have Team 4, STI. Team 5, Tokod PH. Team 6, IIT. So I understand that you have some guests. May mga, kasi tayo, we have participants who joined without teammates. So please welcome your new teammates. Kung hindi nyo sila kilala, just, I request that you make them feel welcome and that everybody still contributes equally dito sa teams. So please remember who you are. Ayan. I won't be taking questions muna because at the hackathon proper, you have all access to us. You just need to wave to us. Okay? Ayan. So please coordinate with your teams and have fun. We'll see you later at 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Ms. Iya. So for our closing remarks and opportunities ahead for Iligan, let's welcome Sir Paul Hoy Lagura. He is the consultant in innovation governance and head center for Digital Iligan Innovation and Sustainability, Digital Creatives Hub Iligan, the founding chapter president of DEVCON Iligan. Our next speaker is an experienced development and communications strategist with over 10 2 decades of experience across the corporate development, business, and government sectors. He is an alumnus of the London School of Economics, the Asian Institute of Management, and Ateneo de Manila University. He currently serves as consultant on innovation governance, head of CDIIS and management operations, partner of Digital Creative Hubs Iligan, and is again the founding president of DEVCON Iligan. A round of applause, please.
Hi, may to sa tanan. Gigutom na mo? Okay. So, I will be wearing two hats today. So, on behalf of the City Government of Iligan, Mayor Frederick Xiao, we're very happy of the collaboration partnership with, of course, DEVCON Philippines. We have here Department of Science and Technology, the Department of Information Communications Technology. We have also our team from the city government. We have Chris here, our ICT Center officer in charge. And congratulations everyone for joining today's session of AI Nexus. Just to give you a bit of a background, actually, my being a founding president of DEVCON was near accidental because the original guy who proposed for a possible creation of DEVCON Iligan is my younger brother way back in 2017. Miss Pam. Yeah, so he spent like almost 2 years of his life traveling to Cagayan de Oro and to other chapters for volunteer actions because it is required that you can be a member of DEVCON provided that you have volunteered to some of DEVCON activities. So, well, nag-COVID and then he was already busy with his career and his life. So when I asked him, okay, so would you love to be the founding president of DEVCON? That was way back 2022. And he unfortunately declined already because he was a bit busy. So I said, okay, so let me take the place. So I started a startup movement personally, a journey way back in 2011. So I was during the time of Yusek Nuoya of DTI. So it's the program was called Slingshot. And then in 2013, the DICT, formerly DOST ICT office, brought up the Philippine Startup Ecosystem Development, no, through the former Undersecretary Juan Ibrahim and Director Emilio Delfin. So I realized in 2013, I'm gonna take a pause and start up journey because I believe I was a politico, so I have to make ways on providing jobs to young people at in countryside, in the Philippine countryside. So I founded the Rural Impact Sourcing Movement, and I started a project called Farmers by Day and Digital Workers by Night. I started with 22 rural workers in 2013, and it increases as of today almost 1 million of rural remote workers. So, of course, Iligan is leading the way. We are called the freelancing capital of the Philippines. Well, we are a university city, but we don't have a BPO company operating here, expanding their business operations. Not because we're not capable in terms of talent and workforce, but simply because of our business environment. So we're just kilometers away from what is considered to be not so friendly in terms of perception and stigma. But the social innovation is we never stop. We keep on innovating, socially innovating, and said, well, if BPOs won't locate here, then okay, let's go. Let's explore the gig economy. So last year, guys, we are actually at the center of a topic discussion during an international innovation summit of the largest organization of IT and BPO companies in the Philippines. It's called IBPAP because they issued a I submitted to them. And hopefully, this coming September, they will tell us that, hey, the gig workers, we will officially embrace the gig workers in the organizations. Because when at the end of the day, this is what the future is work, future of work is all about. So in 2013, I was thinking of providing digital jobs to rural areas of the countryside. But the beauty this time is what? We have to learn, unlearn, relearn, skill, reskill, and upskill. And we're very happy of our partnership here, of course, with the DEVCON Philippines and DEVCON Kids, with Winston, with Miss Pam, and the rest of DEVCON communities all over the Philippines and even outside the country for continuously upskilling our talents and our workforce. So I also am a consultant of Bukidnon and Bicol, Icaspi. So we also initiated the establishment of DEVCON Bukidnon and also DEVCON Icaspi. I believe they're doing well also as chapters. So guys, let's build a healthy environment for innovation and let us welcome developments in the continuous success of our industrial revolution, the fourth industrial revolution, and society 5.0. You know, sometimes, well, I got actually some comments, no, and those actually are very constructive ones, no. Well, a paradox of sustainability and AI. Why are you using AI? Where in fact your project or your program is all about sustainability. But that was actually a very valid discussion. But this is the thing here. Let us use responsibly and ethically these immersive technologies that we have. And we're very
Yes, my presentation about yesterday. Wow.